Hey kids, how's everybody out there in YouTube land this evening? Hope everybody's doing well. Everything is just fine and dandy here on the good ship Lily 2. Me and the dog had a nice, quiet, peaceful day. So not anything exciting, no drama entailed. Oh, I got rubbed my eyes. A little tired, very tired today. I'm very tired because I took a nap. Imagine that. I took a nap and that made me even more tired. So that just doesn't seem like it's right, but it is. Hey, Armco, hey, Smoking, John Dolan, how are you? How is everybody this evening? Yeah, so we had a very quiet, relaxing day today. After last night, I really needed to catch up on some much-needed sleep that I missed last night with the wind howling and worrying about the anchor dragging. So I took a little nap today, and now it just made me really tired. I'm just bleary-eyed, but that's all right. Anyhow, I missed some chats while I was doing all that. So, hey, Billy, what's up? Hey, Ruthless Ronnie, how you doing? So, pretty quiet day here on the boat. Really didn't do much of anything except been watching the weather and trying to figure out route planning. I'm kind of antsy to get out of here. But, man, there's some ugly-looking weather coming along, so I'm really not sure what I'm going to be able to do. One option is to sit here for a week, which I don't like that option, is to sit here for an entire week. But, I don't know. I was thinking about going this morning, woke up this morning, it rained on me, it was a small craft advisory this morning, just a lot of things telling me that today wasn't a good day, and it wasn't. They had a small craft advisory going. Any longer than 20 minutes burns me out. Yeah, right? Yeah, I took a nap and I actually slept for like 3 hours. So I didn't think I was going to sleep 3 hours. I thought I was just going to lay down for a half hour or so and rest for a little bit. And instead, next thing I know, I woke up and it was 4 o'clock. I was like, damn. Didn't expect that, but apparently I needed it. So we slept. We definitely slept. So hey, Trav. Anyhow, looking at the weather forecast, I think right now, if everything stays the same, morning Mike, how are you? For those of you guys that don't know, Mike is down under in Australia. It is morning there. It is evening here in Atlantic City, New Jersey. So Miss Shar's husband is a lucky man. Miss Shar is very good looking, and she seems like she is just as beautiful inside. John, she is a very lovely lady. Yes, she is. She is a lovely lady in all aspects. And thank you for saying so. Hey, Alan's best. Yeah, Miss Shar is really nice. In fact, she sent me a nice photograph of the boat again today. She's been sending me all kinds of photos and stuff. So, really good people. Yes, yes. Miss Shar and her husband David are just really good people. So, and you're right. David's a lucky guy. So, and with that said, going back to what I was talking about, I'm trying to figure out a weather window to get out of here. There's a really good chance that I could get out of here tomorrow. It's supposed to rain, but right now it looks like that rain's not going to come in till late in the day. I might be able to sneak down to Cape May tomorrow. The only problem is Cape May is not nearly as protected in Anchorage as where I'm at. And we have got some really bad weather coming in on Tuesday. I mean, they're talking about 28, 29 mile an hour sustained winds, gust up to 40 coming through. And so I'm a little apprehensive with all my anchor dragging shenanigans that went on. I'm a little, hey Mark, how you doing? Friend paw, okay, there's a new one. Big fingers, small keyboard, huh? So anyhow, I'm trying to debate what to do there. So cocktail hour. Yeah, just seltzer water for me again today, pilot. I've done too much drinking in the past. I'm trying to dry out a little bit. So Cape May looks protected. Bubba, it is to a certain degree. So are you going to post photos? Captain Night Ops, I've been posting some of those photos to my Facebook page. If you check out my Facebook, you'll see them there. And I may start posting some of them up to my Instagram as well. So today would have been a great day to head south. No, it would not. Today would not have been a good day. It's been small craft advisories and high winds all day. 5-foot seas out in the bay. Today would not have been a good day to go out. So I'm sorry, I'm going to disagree with you there. So But then again, what's the hurry? Well, there you go. Yep. Yeah. I'm not going to go out there in 5-foot seas and small craft advisories. My boat is a small craft. So, Vincent needs to tune up. Oh, it just needs to get updated. It's okay, pilot. Not a problem, brother. Anyhow, so the dog and I had a quiet day. I read today. When was the last time? This is Utopia by Sir Francis Moore. Interesting character, really interesting character. He died with his head on a spike on the bridge, on the London Bridge. He was executed by Henry VIII because he wouldn't legitimize Anne Boleyn's children as heirs to the throne. So he was executed, and his head was put on a spike on the Brooklyn Bridge. But he did write this book called Utopia, which was his masterpiece during his lifetime. And it's a really interesting book. Should you ever have a chance to read that, you should. Anyhow, some of you guys may get a kick out of the fact, by the way, he was a lawyer. So, sorry to all my lawyer friends out there, but you know those old lawyer jokes, yeah. Well, this lawyer ended up with his head on a spike pole. So, oh, hey Carl, we definitely need more heads on a pike. And wouldn't it be a better place? Yeah, you know, Alexander, oh, it would be if you and I were the ones that got to decide what heads went on pikes and which ones didn't. Frankly, I think my head would look very good on a pike. You know, maybe if it came out the top a little bit and gave me that kind of like, you know, that pointed thing sticking up there. But, spark plug cap rotor, you know, tune up. All right, enough of that. Anyhow, so we relaxed today, we read, we tried to stay comfortable on board the boat. We visited with some neighbors a little bit that came by. Some power boats came up and visited today. There were there were 2 Go Fast boats that came into the anchorage earlier today. And they tied up onto this little, you know, kind of mooring thing out right here behind my boat. They were not very far behind my boat. And I thought it was funny. So, you know, I was keeping an eye on them. It was 2 very young couples, both of which were in really good shape. And I think they had a little heeing and sheeing going on from the looks of the activity going on in the boat, because it looked like the guys were jumping back and forth from boat to boat. I'm not exactly sure what was going on, but they were having a little bit of fun today. Anyhow, that's life aboard boats, you know. Hot chicks on Go Fast boats, you know, makes the world go round. Hey, Douglas, how you doing, brother? So that was kind of it for today. We hung out, we relaxed, we took a nap, we read. You know, watch the weather and try to figure out a avenue to get out of here. Now, going back to the planning, I do think I can get out of here tomorrow. I do think I can get out of here tomorrow. There's rain coming in, but it's supposed to not get up here until later in the day. It was supposed to be here this morning, but now it looks like it's been slowed down. Now, instead of being raining all day Saturday, or all day Sunday rather, it's going to come in Sunday night and be raining all day Monday and into Tuesday. So I was thinking about running down to Cape May, and there is an anchorage there, but there's some really severe winds coming. You know, they're talking about 30 mile an hour sustained winds, 32 mile an hour sustained winds, gusts of 40 to 45 happening on Monday. And so I'm not too keen on rushing down there and putting an anchor out. Frankly, I'm not too keen on staying here on anchor. I'm giving some serious consideration to going down there and grabbing a dock for the night. Going down there and staying in a marina. I've not stayed in a marina since I had the mast put on the boat back up on the Putnam River. So that was back in, what, June? I've not spent a night tied to a dock since then. Since we did that on the Putnam, I keep saying Putnam, on the Hudson River. So I'm giving some serious consideration to that. Not really sure I can afford to do that. It's kind of a little spendy. It's $2 a foot to spend a night. But, you know, it would be nice to be able to spend a day tied to the dock. I could get off the boat a bit more, take Miss Lily for a couple good long runs during the day. She'd be able to get her off the boat a lot easier if we were tied to a dock for a day. So I'm giving that some serious consideration. I'm not sure if that's going to work for us or not, but you know, something I'm thinking about. It would be kind of cool to be able to go down there and tie up to the dock for overnight, especially letting that kind of high winds get by us. So now there's rain coming in right behind that, and I think that would be fine. After those big high winds drop off, I would move off the dock and then go back out and set an anchor. You know, in Port Washington, I kind of did that jumping on a mooring ball when the real bad winds came by. But there are no mooring balls that I'm aware of. But, you know, it might be nice for the $60 to go down there and be able to chillax a little bit, you know. Vincent Vega says, plus you would have power to keep a fan on for the dog. Not going to need a fan on. Temperatures looks like they're going to go down in the mid to low 60s. I got booted from Keys last night. Uh-oh, pilot, what'd you do? It looks like it's going to get cold, like down into the 60s and stuff. So there won't be any need to have a fan on at all. It's not going to be hot. It's going to be cold. In fact, right at the moment, I'm contemplating putting long pants on, you know. So what are we talking about? We're talking about my options for where I might be tomorrow night if I head down to Cape May. So, because there's going to be really big winds coming in, and I'm a little concerned about that. Now, I will say this much. My anchor held beautifully last night. In fact, you know, I have this really interesting sort of artwork showing up here on my phone. You can see what the this is my anchor alarm. So the anchor is in the middle, so all the bright colors is where the boat is moving around the anchor. So you can see I've got this little sort of weird circular art piece developing here that my boat keeps painting as it's blowing around and on that arc from my anchor. But the anchor was originally set one direction, and now it has had to reset itself going the other direction. But by adding that ball and chain onto my bow to drop my anchor rod down deep into the water, I think if that anchor reset, it reset within the length of itself. I mean, we had a real, there was no sense of dragging at all, you know. We were, let's see, my bow's that way. So we were facing this direction, pulling back that way, and now we're facing that direction, pulling back this way, and it spun around perfectly. So, and Bubba, that's the other problem. The wind direction, as it's going to be happening down there at Cape May, where the anchorage is, could in fact put me up on a bit of a lee shore, which is never a good idea. So I'm kind of wondering if a mooring ball may not be a good idea. Spend $60 for the night. But, you know, it all depends on whether we can afford to do that or not. So, anyhow, and other than that, I think you have the race on. Okay. Other than that, I think everything else is just hunky-dory. So I'm hoping after spending the night there, and hopefully the weather will give us a little break. And then from there, I'm planning on heading up into the bay, and that will get me up and around and over to Annapolis in time to be there for the boat show, which would be really cool. So Chesapeake and Delaware Canal and head south into Chesapeake Bay and Annapolis, Maryland. Yes, Wood Beast, that is the plan. That is the plan, but it's all dependent on the weather and how we go. So, yep, that's exactly what I plan on doing. Cape May, up into the Chesapeake. I'm gonna have to stop one night somewhere about midway through the Chesapeake. I'm sorry, not the Chesapeake, the Delaware, and then up to the C&O Canal, through the C&O Canal or C&D or whatever it is, and then into the Chesapeake and then down to Annapolis. So from here, if I had perfect weather going along, I would have one stop in Cape May, one stop in the Delaware, one stop on the canal, one stop in the Chesapeake, and then I could be in Annapolis. So theoretically, I could be in Annapolis in 6 days, which would get me there plenty of time for the boat show. So, hey from Seattle, how you doing? Hey, Frank Rizzo. Is pilot a race plane driver? I don't know. Carl, will you use that? Yes, that's the route I'll be taking, Woodbeast. Yep. Is it the wind or the tide that swings the boat around? Both, John. It is both. They both have their effect on the boat. I have noticed, though, that having the added weight on my bow has reduced my boat's, fishtailing kind of stuff. But what it's done is it's made it fishtail now in a much smaller plane. Before, when I had the full length of the anchor rod out, it did these really big, long passes. And now it seems like it's doing a little bit, tighter pattern. But that just could be because of the wind. I don't know. I think it's just the nature of it. It's what the boat's going to do, and so Vincent Ascars. Yeah. You ever get the running lights fixed? No, I still have a short someplace in the running lights. So still have a short, and I do not know where it is. I have torn it apart up on the bow. I have torn it apart back here on in the cockpit where the wiring terminates, somewhere between here and there. And the way they built these cowls, they ran all the wiring before they attached the deck onto the hull. And so the wiring is in places you just can't get to unless you want to tear out all your cabinetry and stuff. And I don't want to tear out all my cabinetry. So somewhere in the middle there, somewhere there's a connection, or it has abraded or rubbed, or something's cut into the wire. But there's a short somewhere along the way. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to run all new wire up onto the bow, which is very difficult in this boat because there's no wire chase. There's no place to run a wire from here back up into the bow to replace that wire. Nothing easy anyway. Nothing convenient. And nothing that I can do that won't be exposed in some places, and that's just not a good idea. So, of course, it would only be exposed in parts of the V-berth, but still, I'm trying to get that figured out. So, okay, on your anchor alarm, what do the different colors represent? 12 degrees, what they represent is time, okay? The different colors represent time. Like, here the yellow, it was back and forth here for a while. Then it went to the blue, and then the red. It was back and forth there for a while. So each color represents a time differential. Unfortunately, it's not any specific time. I tried to look at the manual for it and see if I could better understand, what the color represents. Is it 5 minutes? Is it 10 minutes? Is it a half hour? But I have not been able to find an answer to that. It just says that they're color coded to identify the passage of time. So there. That's all I know. Okay. If you don't sail at night, you are good. Yep, that's exactly right, Vincent. I'm not worrying about the running lights because I don't sail at night. So I know exposed isn't that bad, but I prefer not having electrical wires exposed. Install PVC pipe under the floor to run new wires into. John, that's exactly something that I was thinking about doing, is trying to establish a chase. The only problem is the floor area doesn't go far enough forward. I mean, I need to run all the way up to the bow, and in order for me to do that, I would literally have to take everything out of the V-berth, disassemble the V-berth, take the top off of it, to be able to run the pipe up underneath through that area. And I just have too much stuff up there, and no place, I don't have any room to move all that stuff into. in order to be able to do that work. There's just not enough room on the boat. I need to be someplace where I can take all the stuff off the boat. And that's something that I figure I will do once I get down to Florida. I'm going to move a lot of stuff into a storage unit or into an apartment or something. And then I'll be able to tear the boat up and do that, a lot of that kind of work. So, okay. No taking a knee in NASCAR. You know, Patriot Canadian, I was wondering the same thing. I haven't seen or heard from Frank in a couple of days. I was thinking about calling him. I don't know where Frank is. I've not heard from him, so I don't know. Usually I talk to Frank on a regular basis, but I've not heard anything recently. So we shall see. What if you get a self-contained battery-operated LED to hang on the bow? Running lights. I have a battery-operated light that I can put up, but it's, you know, I don't run the boat at night, so I don't need running lights. I only need running lights if I'm running at night, and I don't do that. So, oh, there's Frank. There he is. Okay, we were just asking about you, Frank. Everybody was worried about you. I was actually thinking about calling you, Frank, because I hadn't heard from you in a couple of days, but I did not get that call made yet today. Do you have one of those suction cup lights for the bow light? I've used mine many times. No, I don't have a suction type one, so seeking you shall find. Hey, Steve's Vids, what's up, buddy? How you doing, brother? Good to see everybody here. 99 people here and only 6 thumbs up. Come on, guys, pound the thumbs up. Where's my little boxing guy? Here we go. You gotta give a little thumbs up, guys, or we're gonna have to beat up the screen here. This was a gift from Miss Shar. It's a little pair of boxing gloves from my drink holder. Actually, it's supposed to be a phone holder, but I like it on my drink holder. So if you don't give me a thumbs up, I'm going to have to punch you in the nose. Fun stuff. Sorry you answered. Okay, seeing the skyline at night is awesome. Okay. Steve, I'm ordering one of those full-face snorkel. Oh, don't do that, Frank. Do not order one of those full-face snorkel masks. People have been dying using them. What happens is you don't get adequate ventilation of your off gases coming out, and you can actually die of carbon dioxide. Do not buy one of those full-face mask snorkels. They are dangerous. They should be illegal. Do not buy one, Frank. Do some research on it. You'll find out that there's with them. So, is the lady in one of your vids? Is what lady in one of my vids? Bobby did a review on those. Yep, I know Bobby did a review on those, and I'm telling you that if you do your homework, you'll find out that they're very dangerous. They're not good for people. Hey, going man. Thanks, Steve. Oh, my buddy Steve's funny. Hope all is well. Sorry, we're running a little late. Hey, no problem, Kelly Binks. Anytime, brother. A couple things about lights. Days are getting shorter, so your travel miles per day will be short. Plus, on the ICW, you will need to run them if there's a fog. Very true. Very true. They have a new one with way valves that vent the CO2. Okay. They have a new one with one-way valves to vent the CO2. Yeah, I wouldn't do it, Frank. I wouldn't do it. Oh, the Lady Char. Yeah, the Lady Char, she and her husband are on their way back to their home. They don't live here in Atlantic City, so they were driving back home today. I've used a full-face mask for over 30 years. Boat Dwellers, he's talking about one of the full-face snorkel masks that has the full face and the snorkel all as one piece. He's not talking about a full-face mask that you would use for scuba diving. That would be a whole different scenario. Need lights if weather window is before sunrise. Seen her vid and didn't know her name. Is she single? No, she's married. Can't equalize with a full face snorkel mask. Great way to stuff your sinuses. Very true. Of course, you're snorkeling, so you're probably not going down very deep with those, Mike. He's not talking about using it for scuba diving. He's only talking about using it for snorkeling. So that was very nice of Miss Shaw and her husband. It certainly was. They were very nice folks. So, oh, I thought he was talking about a full face mask. He's talking about a face mask, but for snorkeling, not scuba diving. They have these. They have this new company came out with this design that's a full face mask with a snorkel that comes right up like a unicorn off your forehead that comes up. And what happens is when you exhale, your carbon dioxide stays in the mask. It doesn't go up the snorkel and all the way out. And it contains, so when you inhale, you're inhaling your off gas back again. It's too big of a volume on front of your face. You're just exhaling, inhaling your own gas. And so what's happening is people have passed out and drowned using them because they got deprived of oxygen. So that burger was great, Billy. Equalizing at 10 feet, that's easy to snorkel to. And yeah, well, that's true, Mike. Yes, that's true. Oh, never seen one. Yep. So, yeah, as people mentioned, Bob from Sailing Doodles, Bob and Laura was given a set, and they did a little review of them. But yeah, I would never use one. As an experienced diver, an experienced snorkeler, I would never use one. So, if you take a slip in Cape May, you could work on the dinghy. I might be able to do that. I need to get some solvent. I need to get some solvent to clean up the glue and stuff on the dinghy before I start gluing it back together. You got all of us hungry with that. Well, I'm sorry, guys. So, hey, JR, congratulations. Thank you. Appreciate it. How are you doing? Why are you congratulating me? I'm not really sure, but okay. I guess I've made it this far, huh? What kind of sailboat do you own, pilot? Okay. Anyhow, kids, so that was really it today. We had a real quiet day. CO2 comes out the front of the mast through the one-way valves and can also escape through the snorkel that is now mounted on the side of the mask. Well, that may be a different design than the ones that I saw, Frank. So, you know, that would be a different situation, I guess, then. It was actually Bob and Amanda for the mask. Okay, yes, you're right. Yeah, right. You are correct, pilot. It was Bob and Amanda. Correct. I stand corrected. So, you're doing it. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm in my sailboat in Atlantic City right now, and hopefully I'll be heading to Cape May tomorrow if the weather stays like it looks like. So, yeah, 30 days ago got the dinghy. Yep, that's very true. Very true. What of it? So, I'm always amazed at how many people out here just, you know, just think that, you know, we've got nothing better to do all day long than to work on projects, you know, that you guys think are the priorities, and, you know, whatever. I have my own priorities. I'll get work done as I get it done, when I get it done, how I get it done. And if people don't like that, that's just too damn bad. So, evening from the shed, my man. Hey, Edmund. Okay. Those masks are great for us older folks, Frank. Huh. There you go, Frank. Thank you for posting that. Yep, there's my PayPal link should you want to contribute to the adventure. And actually, we could really use some contributions right now. I'm contemplating going down to Cape May, and if I do that, I'm doing that to avoid a bad weather front that's coming through here. We have some real severe weather coming in on Monday. We're talking about 35-mile-an-hour sustained winds, gusts up to 40, 45. So I'm giving serious consideration to going down to Cape May and getting into a marina for the night. It'll be the first time I've stayed in a marina since I had the mast stepped on the boat. What was that, back in June when we were up on the Hudson River? So it's been a long time since the Lily 2's been tied to a dock for overnight. But I'm giving that some serious consideration just for the added safety while that big storm and weather blows in. Problem is, it's $2 a foot. So for my, you know, $58 a night to stay there. Yeah, pilot, I think you're right. It's some of the remnants from the hurricane and stuff coming through, but there's some real bad wind planning on coming through on Monday. And even though this is a good protected anchorage where I am right now, I really don't want to sit it out. Now, my anchor held beautifully last night, but, you know, I was up most of the night, couldn't sleep because I was worried about the anchor dragging the whole time. So, and I'm in a little protected harbor. I don't care what direction the wind's blowing. No matter what direction it blows, I'm still on a lee shore. So that's expensive, Carl. Yeah, $2 a foot is expensive. It is $60 a night, but there's a safety issue of it. And of course, you know, tying up to the dock for the night, I can get Miss Lily off the boat and get her out and let her run around, get some exercise, and you know, so there's other reasons why it would be nice to do. But mostly my concern is I just don't want to be out on an anchor that, frankly, I do not have a whole lot of confidence in yet. I built up a lot of confidence last night, though, I can tell you that. But I still don't have a lot of confidence in, especially with that kind of weather coming in. So, and borrowing a mooring ball is only something you can do in an emergency like what I ran into the other day. It's certainly not something I would do just for the hell of it. Hey, you do your schedule the way you see it. If anybody really cares, they probably suck at their own scheduling. They must be bored in their own lives. Yeah, Alexander, you're probably correct. You should do it, get a slip. How big is your boat? 29 foot. 29 foot. So it's okay to do it if he has the money. Well, Frank, I did get paid yesterday. I have a whole $200 in my account, but I do need to get fuel, and that's going to take half of that. So, and I really need to pick up some more provisions. I don't need to, it'd be nice to. But so, you know, it's, you know, here's the thing. I've got a little bit of funds available, and it's a safety issue, and I'm thinking it would be safer for me to be there at a slip for a night, tied up someplace nice and secure while that kind of high-speed wind blows through. It just makes it gives me a nice warm fuzzy feeling and allows me to sleep soundly knowing that my boat and me are safe, tied up to a dock in that kind of weather. So what do you do for a living? I'm a YouTuber. That's what I do for a living. It will work its way out, spend the money. Well, we will see. We will see. So I'm going to need that. Next payment won't be for another month. Yeah, I understand that, Frank. Huh. You could use power tools. I could use power tools for what? That makes no sense. Oh. There's no tail dragging endorsement, just 172. Huh. You all seem to be cool, Carl. We are stopping near Savannah. Oh, cool. Do you ever save any money for emergencies? Well, I've been trying to, but it's been pretty hard on my very tight budget. So, no, we're not going to do that. So, goodbye. We don't do that kind of nonsense. Anyhow, kids, so that's kind of it for today. There's nothing to report. I mean, we didn't go anywhere. We didn't do anything. We didn't do anything really exciting today. We took a nap, we read, we relaxed. I mean, it really just wasn't anything else to do. Wind was blowing pretty hard, so we just had to kind of hunker down here in the boat and sit quiet. And I really don't like the idea of spending a whole week sitting here and doing nothing for a whole week. So it's frustrating. So I'm thinking I'm going to move down there, and it would be safer for me to just get a slip for the night and sit out that weather. So we may go ahead and do that. We'll see. We will see. So. And I'm not asking any of you guys, don't be upset. You guys are talking about disposable income. I'm not asking anybody to fund me. I have money to do it myself. I'm just trying to debate whether I want to do it or not. So, yeah, there you go. Likes are free, guys. 114 people watching, only 19 thumbs up. Go ahead and pound a thumbs up. So, all right. So why don't we go ahead and jump in and let everybody do a shameless shout out. If anybody in here is a YouTuber and has something they want to promote, or if you have some other social media venue you'd like to promote, go ahead and jump in and promote yourself. Shameless shout out time. You guys can go ahead and do that. And then I think we're going to just go ahead and end this kind of early because there's just really not a whole lot to talk about. I didn't do anything exciting today at all. But you need those days sometimes. You really need those days sometimes just to rest and stuff. I really overslept today. I took a nap. I thought it was going to be a short nap, and it was a few hours. So I was very tired from being up all night last night. And, you know, us old guys need our beauty sleep. So it is what it is, isn't it, Doug? So anyhow, and if you get a chance to check it out, I've been reading this book, Utopia, by Sir Tom Moore. Check it out. It's a really good book. Interesting character that ended up with his head on a pike at the London Bridge when he wouldn't let Anne Boleyn's children ascend the throne. He was executed. So there you go. Sailing into freedom. Good choice. Good choice. So. All right, kids. Well, since that's about it, we don't seem to have any real particular conversation going on, and I really don't have a whole lot to add tonight. I mean, there's just nothing exciting, nothing new, nothing dramatic. We're just going to go ahead and end this here and talk to you guys tomorrow, I guess. So, understandable. It took us quite a while to feel comfortable on our boat. You must be fairly new to sailboating. I am not new to sailboating. But I am, well, I've only had this boat for a couple of months, so we're still figuring stuff out. But anyhow, kids, we're going to end this here. Be good, be careful, take good care of one another, and we will see you guys tomorrow. And hopefully tomorrow we'll have a better update. Maybe we'll be on the road sailing up the coast. We will see. So good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.